Have you ever wondered why some countries have booming populations while others are seeing a decline? It's a puzzle that has intrigued scientists, economists, and policymakers alike. Today, we're going to delve into the intricacies of global population trends to shed some light on this fascinating topic. Now, the world's population isn't static. It's always in flux. It's a dynamic and complex system that's influenced by a myriad of factors. At the heart of this system are four key components: birth rates, death rates, immigration, and emigration. These are the driving forces behind the rise and fall of populations around the world. Let's start with birth rates and death rates. In a nutshell, birth rates are the number of babies born per 1,000 people each year, while death rates are the number of people who pass away per 1,000 people each year. If more babies are born than people passing away, the population grows. If fewer babies are born and more people pass away, then the population declines. Simple enough, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Immigration and emigration also play a significant role in shaping global population trends. Immigration is when people move into a country, adding to its population, while emigration is when people leave a country, reducing its population. So, a country with high immigration and low emigration can still experience population growth, even if its birth rate is low. But what influences these components? Well, a multitude of factors like economic conditions, political stability, healthcare, education, cultural norms, and even climate can sway birth rates, death rates, immigration, and emigration. It's a fascinating interplay of factors, isn't it? And the result? A diverse range of population trends across the globe. Some countries are experiencing population booms, while others are grappling with population decline. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. As we dive deeper, you might be surprised by the diverse population trends around the globe. So buckle up, and let's embark on this intriguing journey together. Let's start by exploring the population trends in two contrasting countries. Picture two nations. One, a bustling metropolis with skyscrapers reaching for the sky, and the other, a serene countryside with open fields and a quiet, peaceful atmosphere. Our first stop is a country experiencing a population boom. Let's call it Country A. In Country A, the population is growing at a rapid pace. More babies are being born each year than the previous, and the population pyramid is wider at the base, indicating a large number of young people. This growth can be attributed to a variety of factors. Perhaps it's due to a high fertility rate, driven by cultural or religious beliefs that favor large families. Or maybe it's due to improvements in healthcare, resulting in lower infant mortality rates and longer life expectancy. On the other side of the coin, we have Country B, where the population is on the decline. The birth rate is lower than the death rate, and the population pyramid is inverted, indicating a larger, older population. Several reasons can contribute to this trend. It could be because more people are choosing to have fewer children due to economic constraints or lifestyle choices. Or perhaps there's a high rate of emigration, with people leaving the country in search of better opportunities elsewhere. The contrast between these two countries is stark. Country A, with its booming population, faces challenges like providing enough resources and opportunities for its ever-growing populace. On the other hand, Country B, with its declining population, grapples with issues like an aging workforce and a shrinking tax base. These trends are not isolated. Across the globe, different countries are experiencing similar population shifts, each with its own unique set of causes and implications. Understanding these trends gives us a glimpse into the future of these nations and the world as a whole. Interesting differences, right? But what does a declining population mean for a country? Let's delve a little deeper into this in our next section. A declining birth rate might seem like a good thing for overcrowded cities, but it has far-reaching implications. Imagine a world where the majority of people are elderly. With fewer young people to balance the demographic scale, we are looking at a potential aging population crisis. This can have a domino effect on various aspects of life, from economy and healthcare to our social structures. Let's start with the economy. Fewer births mean fewer people entering the workforce in the future, This can lead to labor shortages, which in turn can slow down economic growth. Think about it. With fewer workers, who will drive the economy forward? Now let's talk healthcare. An aging population means more people are likely to need medical care and assistance. The healthcare system could become overwhelmed, struggling to provide the necessary care for an increasingly elderly population. And don't forget about social structures. Traditionally, younger generations have taken care of older generations, but with declining birth rates, this model could be disrupted. Who will look after the elderly when there are fewer younger people to do so? Moreover, declining birth rates could also impact our schools. With fewer children being born, schools may see a decrease in enrollment. This could lead to closures and job losses in the education sector. And it's not just about the human aspect. Declining birth rates can also affect industries. For example, the toy industry could take a hit due to fewer children, while the healthcare industry might boom due to an increase in elderly people. However, it's important to remember that these are projections, not certainties. Many factors can influence the actual impact of declining birth rates. But one thing is clear: a significant shift in our population demographics can have wide-ranging effects on our world. And that leaves us with an important question to ponder. But what causes birth rates to decline in the first place? You might be thinking, why are people having fewer children nowadays? Well, it's not because they've suddenly lost interest in the pitter-patter of little feet or the joy of a baby's first word. The reasons behind declining birth rates are multifaceted and complex, intertwined with societal advancements and economic factors that have evolved over time. Let's start with education. As more and more individuals, particularly women, gain access to higher education, they often choose to delay starting a family in favor of pursuing careers or further studies. This delay naturally contributes to a decrease in birth rates. Now let's talk about women's rights. Over the past few decades, women's rights and roles have greatly evolved. Women are no longer confined to the roles of wives and mothers. They have the freedom to choose their paths, and many opt to focus on their careers, personal growth, and independence, sometimes choosing not to have children at all. Economic instability also plays a significant role. The cost of raising a child has skyrocketed over the years. From education to healthcare, many potential parents are discouraged by the substantial financial commitment. In times of economic uncertainty, the decision to have children can be seen as an added financial burden, leading to fewer babies being born. Finally, lifestyle changes have also contributed to the decline. The rise of individualism, urban living, and the pursuit of personal goals and experiences have shifted societal norms. The traditional family structure is no longer a one-size-fits-all model. Many people are choosing different paths, such as singlehood or childless couples, which naturally leads to fewer children being born. These factors combined lead to a complex demographic shift. But what does this mean for our future? A world with fewer children might sound peaceful, but it presents its own set of challenges. Imagine a global society where the elderly outnumber the young. That's a possible future we're looking at with declining birth rates. In such a society, who will take care of the older generation? Who will drive the economy? And who will be the future leaders? Let's start with the social implications. In a world with fewer children, families might become smaller, and the traditional concepts of family may change. The responsibility of caring for older family members could fall heavily on fewer shoulders, possibly leading to increased social pressures and stress. This brings us to the economic implications. Fewer young people could mean a smaller workforce. Over time, this could lead to slower economic growth. After all, it's the young who drive innovation, start businesses, and contribute to the workforce. And what about the retirement funds? With fewer people contributing and more people withdrawing, there could be significant strain on pension systems around the world. Now, onto the political implications. A society dominated by older people could lead to policies and laws that favor the elderly. This could potentially create a political imbalance. Younger generations may feel their needs and concerns are not being heard or addressed. In the industrial realm, a shift in population could lead to changes in demand. Industries focused on child-related products might see a decline, while those catering to the elderly, such as healthcare or assisted living, could thrive. And what about the environment? Fewer people might mean less pressure on our planet's resources, but it could also mean fewer minds working on solutions for environmental issues. So, as we navigate this shift in global population, we must be prepared to adapt to these changes. It's not just a matter of numbers, it's about the kind of world we want to live in. As we can see, population trends have a profound impact on our world. So, where does this leave us in understanding global population trends? Well, we've journeyed through the ebbs and flows of human populations across our globe. We've discovered how birth rates have been in a steady state of decline in many countries, and we've dissected the reasons behind this trend. We learned that several factors contribute to this decline: rising education levels, especially for women, urbanization, and increasing access to contraceptives. Yes, these are all signs of progress, but they also mean fewer little feet pattering around. We delved into the impact of these shrinking birth rates. It's not just about fewer people, but about the changing structure of our societies. Fewer young people mean fewer folks to support the older generations, and this can lead to economic strain and social challenges. Picture a pyramid. Now imagine it inverted. That's the demographic trend we're looking at. But it's not all doom and gloom. We also learned about the potential future implications of these trends. We discussed how a smaller population might mean less strain on our planet's resources. We might see a shift in political power as countries with younger populations rise in influence. And industries might have to adapt, focusing more on automation and technology to make up for the dwindling workforce. In some parts of the world, the story is different. In these places, the population is growing, presenting its own set of challenges and opportunities. But that's a story for another time. As we wrap up, let's remember that these trends are more than just numbers on a graph. They represent real people and real lives, and they shape the world we live in. Remember, every trend tells a story, and the story of our global population is one of the most significant of our time. So let's keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep exploring the fascinating world of population trends. Until next time, now that we've learned about global population trends, what do you think? We've covered a lot of ground today, from the intrigue of population comparisons to the causes and implications of declining birth rates. There's plenty to ponder, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Perhaps you have a question that's been sparked by today's discussion, or maybe you have a unique perspective or insight to share. We welcome all your comments and queries. If you found this video insightful, why not share it with others? You never know, you might just ignite a spark of curiosity in someone else. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more thought-provoking content like this. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of global population trends. Stay curious and keep exploring.